Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Advanced Wars by Web replay. Spawn on the Sentinel diagonal, we have Christiaan1. Christiaan. Why am I having trouble pronouncing that? Spawn, who I probably should also mention, this is a tag battle, which it does not follow normal conventions as say as Advanced Wars Dual Strike. Based on what I read online, you don't get the double turn, you don't have tag superpowers, you just have 2 power bars that charge up, while the other one, who's not currently in effect, will have half power charge. And we also got double Kindle. I probably should mention, and the central of this diagonal, as the Silver Claw double Kindle, we got DangerHogg. In short, I can see Kindle can be summoning a lot of Urban Blights. Maybe one's going to be just hardening high societies, the other one just uses Urban Blights, but there's probably not a lot of properties enough for Urban Blight. There's only 27 property capture victory. While I can see up north, Max would be, of course, the primary CO, and probably occasionally just pop in some blizzards as the power charge is going. So I think Olaf's going to be taking the back seat, Max would be in the front seat, punching people in the face, or a lady in the face, twice. Double A pronouncing doesn't exist in English. Yep. There's very few words that have double A. The only word name that has 2 A's I can think on the top of my head is Aaron. Or how the joke is, Aaron. Either way, let's get started. And Olaf does take the front seat now. Does switch between the Kindles. Is the Kindles going to be swapping back and forth every single game? Every time you hear they swap, there's a tag, but of course I can never tell which Kindle's which. They look the same to me. Aardvark? I suppose that. But then again, Aaron and Aardvark are both at the beginning as opposed to the end. Does that change anything? Even though English is my first and only language, other than gibberish, I still have trouble pronouncing everything. Max taking the front seat. We do have the artillery over here by Kindle. Though Max can always, or Olaf can use artillery perfectly fine. So Orange Star does have access to an artillery piece, or have a possible decent normal artillery piece. There's also a pair of comm towers down here, but that looks the only ones. There is a seaport there if you want to deploy a aircraft carrier. And looks like double Kindle is going for double artillery. I'm not so sure how the tag battle will exactly go. Not to mention this map, I think it's a bit more of a meme map. At least that's what they say in the in Days of Ruin / Tiny Wars community. Because of the base deployment. But we do have now 2 bases here, so this is now becoming a 3-base map as both players capture them up. Max could take a shot there on this tank, but Kindle can retaliate, but she'll have to probably sack a bit of a induction. Just keeping the tank back is probably a good idea. Artillery up north can help to lock down the bridges. A lot of captures there, 16,000 versus 16,000. Tank heading down south of the winter. Got a mech now. Recon? Wait, no, there's actually 2 bases over here. Oh yeah, this is an 8-base map, not a 6-base. So 4 bases on both sides. I have no idea how this game's going to go. I can never really comprehend this map. Does get a good shot there. Does not take out the infantry unit there. Does get some damage there. Recon's heading down south and north, trying to help stop the capture game. Looks like I got tank, mech, infantry. Tank will head down south. Nothing to stop it, looks like. This tank is out of range, got a mountain forest there. Not to mention just took a shot there. Looks like Orange Star is taking a significant amount of lead. And does do a base skip. With the amount of base of the map, I think base skips are probably a bit more common. Yeah, I think the double recon was a bad play, as they haven't really influenced enough infantry. Now they're being in reserve defense positions. And this single tank could be retaliated upon with the city there. Goes for a tank there who can strike this forest tile. Recon, tank, and infantry. Definitely going for too heavy in the recons, I would say. Max is going for a healthy number of tanks. Currently has 7 tanks in the field. Wow, that nice easy bar to read there. That's not as easy. And does manage to pull back and tank in a spot where it does not receive any retaliation damage, and the tank will get a good shot there for free from getting retaliated upon as well. So good play there by Max. Hits the infantry unit there. Let's see on top, tank on top of the city, and in a perfectly fine spot, may receive some shots by these 2 tanks. But there are other tanks nearby as well. The tank's in a good position there. If these 2 tanks attack these 2 tanks, and there's also these nearby tanks as well, so Max just going heavy number of tanks is overall a good call. Capture the city, artillery sitting on up there, infantry mech, tank, infantry, tank and infantry. Kindle ends turn 76, Max starts turn 77, so they're pretty even at the moment. Max does have 2,000 more income. Strikes the recon for a little bit of damage. Interrupts the capture twice and now thrice. 1 set of Urban Blights now available. Oh, we got an early Max force. You can always get +1 movement range as well as more firepower. Takes out the artillery piece of that. So Max has a very firm grasp up here. Mech can get a good shot there. Urban Blight can blight it a little bit. It's the artillery piece twice. Though it's going to be vulnerable to a retaliation. This tank get on top of the city and just counterattack and nuke that tank. She could go for a full high society. But 17 properties won't be a super great one. Tank, tank, infantry, infantry. A high society right now would, that's Max, would give her approximately +18, so that would be 24, 3, 54% additional firepower, which is nice. Let's go for Urban Blight. Does take out that tank there, but does use the 4 health tank there. If she were to try clear it out with something there, she can move a full health tank at the port and get a booster strike there. But there's a good number of tanks as well as a mech in range of stuff, so that may not be a super great idea. Recon will get a booster strike there. We'll be heading up north, we'll get a good booster strike there. Almost one-shots it. Infantry, infantry. Oh. Why did that symbol just now pop up? Oh well. Goes for infantry, infantry, tank, and mech. Olaf has basically had no power charge developed this entire game. He's more of just a backup CO power, in my opinion. Olaf is going to take the back seat. And probably be a bit of a backseat driver if Max is on the helm. Mech gets a great stride on the recon. Also start capturing that city. Tank, tank, infantry, infantry. We of course have an Urban Blight almost, or High Sight almost available. Does go for another Urban Blight. Mech nukes that tank quite severely. Does get a good strike there. Trying to interrupt some of these units down there. Hits some of these tanks. Infantry hits the mech hits the infantry unit there. Booster strike there. Regular tank there. At this point in time, may just need a full medium tank, but her income does not support medium tank production. Especially with 4 bases to build from. Instead of 58,000, starts turn 66. And 6. Oh, got another power there. Also, move range is the key part about the power. Extra firepower never hurts. At least not him. Does not finish off the infantry unit there. I wonder if that was a bad luck roll. Oh yeah, that's 18 to 21%. That was a pretty, I suppose a bit more of a luck roll, but that infantry had the higher end of 2 health. Pulls back those tanks there. More tanks rotating around. Keep the distance away from the mechs is good. Infantry, tank. I just realized something as well. There's no airport on this map. What heresy is this? If you're not dying was insanely detrimental. We're gonna start the cap there. Yep. And now managed to finish off a 2 infantry unit there and hits the full health one. Tank's in good position, but no, tank's not in a good position because if the tank does get a first strike and tank, the mech is in range. Tank, infantry, infantry, infantry. Swaps the COs, so Kindle becomes Kindle. So Kindle does go ahead and take the back seat, allow the Kindle to tank the reins. And it looks like Max will start cleaning up down south. He can start trying to go towards this comm tower. Tank. Howdy. The map is Cossack Final. I did make a number of mistakes. To be fair, this map is pretty easy to make mistakes due to its not clear directional pattern. But looks like Max is starting to capture this base there. Of course, it'll take a bit of time, but at least base locks it. Answer for 84,000. Kindle starts turn with 55. Another Urban Blight there. It'll take quite a bit more time to capture this base now. 17 more turns. I believe in you. Guess he failed. Gets picked off there. Now, Kindle could go for something heavier there, but can't really afford a medium tank there. Even though she really does need one. Try and flip the seaport there. A battleship could be annoying, but be far too expensive. Does go for medium tank there. And does base skip. Commits base skip. Max could eye for a max force. Does eye for a max force. There's another infantry unit there. Does take out tank. Does hit the tank there. Sacks infantry unit there. Picks off that infantry unit there. Well, sent a tank. 5 health artillery piece. Oh, nope, there's a tank nearby. Mech will at least get a good strike. And it will be a booster strike in this tank there. Likely one-shotting it, particularly with an Urban Blight. That's likely. 77 versus 46, so Kindle's on the back foot. Launches an Urban Blight. A blight upon this world. Does take out the tank there. A couple of these outlying units do get cleaned on up. Infantry, tank, and infantry. Olaf starts the turn. Oh, pretty close to Winter Fury, so maybe I need to get a Winter Fury deployed on the field. Just needs a little bit more funds there. His Winter Fury looks like still normal cost as opposed to the Max Force and Blast. Does get a strike there. And here comes the Winter Fury, which will also not only wound this medium tank, but also slow it down. Not even range this tank there. Hits the mech, hits the infantry unit there. Trying to flip this despicable neutral property once again. Tank, mech, infantry, and tank. Kindle's starting day-to-day funds right now is at 13,000, which is not good. There's some outlying units there, but still not a great position. Tank infantry, recon infantry. It's the infantry unit there, and there, and there. 14 capture progress remaining. Tank will strike the tank. Finish it off. We do have now another Urban Blight available. Another Blight upon this world. Does not finish the infantry unit up there. Infantry, 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 and medium tank. And does have enough mass in front of it to prevent the tanks from connecting with each other. And with this 4 health tank here, this full health tank would not be arranged as 8 health tank. Urban Blight there. And puts 3 health infantry unit in front, preventing this regular tank from engaging the tank. So this tank probably needs to fall back and then let the infantry unit plug the gap. Tank there. Infantry, mech, and infantry. And 66,000, max source of 82. Finish some outlying units off. Looks like Mac's gonna be trying to capture this comm tower. It's the base there. This turn, I didn't think the enemy would get their power, which cost me a lot of repairs. Tank infantry. Oh, guess we'll see. Yeah, I do see a number of tanks on property, so that will happen. Does take out the tank there. Medium tank does fall back to the city. We'll get some repairs there. Urban Blight has been summoned. You have a good number of tanks on properties. Pretty much all the tanks are on top of properties, all 11 of them. And make that 9, 8. Yep, it looks like 8 tanks on top of property, so that's going to be a lot of repairs. Mech, tank, and infantry. 13,000 income. Max can bring in a max force, 73,000 for 63,000. Medium tank nukes the recon. Mech takes out the infantry. Interrupts the capture, fully stops the capture. If this tank advances forward, hit this tank there, we'll probably get a one-shot, but we'll see some retaliation. Tank, infantry, infantry, infantry. Possible another Urban Blight. Good shot there. Not take out the infantry unit there, so we capture progress remaining, so not too much. That could be Jordan capped, but of course got the medium tank there. Infantry, infantry, mech, artillery. Interrupts that capture. And the fresh tank and the other tank does get a good shot there. Good shot that unit there. Does gun down the mech. The mech can get a good shot there onto the tank. May need to use the boosted strike there with an Urban Blight to get good damage from the medium tank, but of course base lock himself. Not like there's anything, but maybe the mech just need to get here and take a shot. So I'm gonna choke up the bridge, but still. Jordan captures there. Medium tank nearby. A max blast would not allow to range the medium tank there. That artillery is just going to be bait out of that location. Even though it's on top of 4-star property and get good bonus damage, probably would not be super great. Now Max can start capturing up these properties down south. Tank mech does not go for a shot of the medium tank, just trying to hold the line, but we already know the medium tank can one-shot the mech. Got superpower, decides to pull the regular power, just so he gets a 1-2 punch. Of course, something I forgot to mention as well, with the power and superpower activated, the second CO does not receive power charge, which actually is very important. Can't remember if in Dual Strike they did or didn't when superpowers activated. I think when I was growing up and I was playing Dual Strike, I just always saved with tag powers. Let's be frank, tag powers are probably a good reason why to save up and not pull out power or superpower. Yeah, tag powers is a good reason why a lot of balance in Dual Strike just got broken. Urban Blight has been summoned once again. Another Blight upon this world. Artillery gets a good strike there on the medium tank. And Prawnies get another boost strike onto it, not letting it escape. Medium tank will strike medium tank. Tank and base skip. 89,000 for 69. Trying to capture that property down south. Medium tank is right forward. Does pop the power. Finish off that tank there. Gets a good strike on that tank there. Medium tank will help finish off. Nothing to hit the mech. Trying to capture the comm tower. Mech will finish off that tank there. And we'll start flipping the base. Urban Blight is not available. Could help him stop the capture. Kindle will be able to interrupt it a little bit further. Well, at this point in time, Kindle's even losing everything over here, so he's just getting overran. 97,000 versus 38. Yeah, this game appears to be over. Mech is a good booster strike there. Goes for medium tank and over here, which is understandable. Do have to commit base skip over here, though. And comm power will be flipped next turn. Hits the mech twice, surrounds the medium tank. Guess 3 health infantry unit can start capturing, or is it better just yep, might as well. Could always just have abandoned it because 3 health infantry. Make good progress there. Double taps hits the tank thrice. Hits the mech. Medium tank infantry, infantry, infantry. Pops the Urban Blight. Gets a number of those tanks there. Tank, tank, and swap CO to the one with more power charge. Has Urban Blight, which helped delay the capture of the HQ by 1 turn. But there's enough fodder in front of the medium tank there, it won't be going anywhere anytime soon. Medium tank, infantry, infantry, infantry. Pops an Urban Blight. The 3 health infantry unit can get on top of join capture the 7 health infantry unit. Good booster strike there. Takes out the mech. I think as well, in order to secure the HQ capture, you don't even have to focus on the medium tank. It just simply just need to block this path. Maybe you're going to switch over to Olaf and pop a Blizzard just to slow down the opponent. In order to help save the potential possible interrupt. But this game just feels over to me. Goes for a Pipe Runner. Perfect. Kindle does go deploy a missile. Excellent option. Both sides can now engage aircraft. And Kindle's HQ has been captured. This is Grade saying thank you for watching, and on to next replay.